Hello, you horrible lot. Good to see you all. It's been a while. So, today, I've got someone joining me again. It's always nice when someone joins you on live video. It kind of puts you at ease a bit. Now, I've spoken to Eddie. He's not nervous at all. I am. Because I've never actually really spoken to a biker before until today. So, before I bring Eddie on, I want to just wait until you all jump on board. So feel free to say the hi. What's with the hat? I've gone for the Peaky Blinder look today. And also because I couldn't be asked to do my hair, so I just threw the hat on. But it matches that, so it works. I think, anyway. So, oh god, another black screen. Hi Lee. Hello Fiona. Hello everyone. Okay, right, so let's see if we can bring on the man himself. Because I've got some questions I'd like to ask him as well. So let's go and find Mr. Eddie himself. Probably gonna have to search. There he is. Oh. Oh no, wrong one. There we go. Okay, so we'll wait for Eddie. And hello Brenda, how are you? Nice of all of you to join me today. Just waiting on the author. So before he jumps on board, how is everyone doing today? Are you all good? Laptop works, nice cap. Thank you very much. Yep. Yes, Rob was actually the first member of our exclusive author club to go live, and we will be doing a lot more live because this Friday we are launching our very first YouTube show called The Book Plug with our first guest, William Joseph. You cannot miss that. You need to be there. It's going to be a lot of fun. Okay, and it will be past Watershed too, so there'll be no holding back. Hello Leah, how are you? I couldn't be bothered to do my hair either. I know, Rob. Rob, you are a hero. You was very brave and you got up there and you smashed it. Well done. And I can't wait to have you on the book plug. It's going to be fantastic. So still waiting on Eddie. I don't know what's going on there. Let me see if I can add him again. Eddie, if you're watching, just make sure you have your camera turned on. There we go. I'll add you again now. Hey everyone. Oh, here we go. Here we are. Here's the man himself. Come
Hello.
To join us. How are you, Eddie?
I'm okay, thank you. How's yourself?
I'm good. I see you've done your hair nice and ready for the show.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Fantastic. Exactly. Now, before we launch your book, I've got to ask one question. I've been dying to ask it all week.
Go on then.
How do you get into the Hells Angels, and how much is membership?
Right. One, you're invited, and I'm not a Hells Angel, by the way.
Oh.
So you're invited, and how much does it cost? In monetary terms, nothing.
They do a lot of
other ways. Yeah, in other ways, probably more than most people are willing to give.
Right. Okay. Just wondering whether they'd accept a Yamaha 125. I very much doubt that, though.
Probably not. They need you to up that CC a little bit.
So, we surprised Eddie this morning with a nice video. Well, two
Oh yeah,
actually. Um,
yeah.
New software I managed to acquire, and yeah, Eddie was happy.
Mm.
So, without further ado, I'm going to what I will do first is I will post the synopsis up for everyone to have a little read, and then we shall get the official link up. Now, paperbacks are on their way. As soon as they go live, anyone that's pre-ordered, they will be going out to your home address, and then obviously you can order at will then. But there are a lot of channels for it to go on, which is why the paperback is always last, unfortunately. Um, Happy Motorhead Day. Oh, yes, it is, isn't it?
It is Motorhead Day. Yeah, it was pointed out to me by
Well,
Cheryl.
picked a good day there. Picked a good day. Um, okay, so the synopsis is up. Now, I suppose it is time that we got the link up. The links are universal, so no matter where you are in the world, once you click it, it will take you to your desired country. So, here we go. Let's release you. And there we go. We'll just wait for Facebook to catch up
There it is.
uh, at some point. There it is, or half of it. It's a shame I can't post pictures on this thread. It is so annoying. But I will try a different link as well and get that up there. Okay, so does anyone have any questions for Eddie?
Thank you, Donna.
Facebook isn't liking these links today. So, Eddie, with Messenger, will
Yeah,
there be a follow-up?
it is currently being written. I'm about
Wow.
halfway through it.
Okay. So there we have it, people. There is an opening at the end and another one on the way.
And I'm keeping the title to myself.
Yes, I would for now, yes. Question for you then, Eddie. No, there's three questions here. Here we go. We have to keep up now.
Yeah,
Oh, no, right, gone. There's
right.
so many questions coming through now.
Yes, we
Okay.
do, Rob.
How did
I
you come
think
up
I
with the book
saw.
idea?
Yeah. How did I come up with a book idea? Okay. Let's start off with the first one. Let's start off with Ordinarily Unthinkable. Good place to start. I was in a bad place in my life. Very low, depression, anger, and I'd been promising myself and a lot of other people that I would write a book, and I've been promising that for about 25 years. I've never done anything about it, like a lot of people don't. So I had the idea for probably about a year before I put fingers to keyboard. Um, and if I'm perfectly honest, the 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 low place, the dark place I was in my life, made the book. The book is, yeah, people who've read it, it's brutal. Um, it is angry. You can feel the anger in the book. And I was transferring my anger and my darkness to the character, to Grant. Um, and for those who've read it, without putting too much of a spoiler, there was the potential for follow-up or not. I was after the plenty of people have read the book, and I got lots of messages telling me off. Let's put it that way. for killing Grant, for killing him off. But I'd left it open intentionally. I didn't know if there was a second book in me. I knew there was a second book in Grant, but I didn't know if there was one in me. And Messenger, it wrote itself, Chris, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
It just seemed the obvious way for him to go. When you read the book, is it as brutal? I don't think Grant is as brutal. His driver for doing what he has to do is totally different to the first book. It's a different emotion, a different route he's coming from. But the book itself, I would say, is close to as brutal as the first one. And all I do, Chris, is I write about what I know. I'm ex-army,
Yeah.
I'm ex-prison service, and I'm a biker. I put those three things together, created the character, and then do the stories around it.
So the story just tends to, as you say, write itself. It just flows from you, really, which is a good thing to have. Another question here then is, who are your literary inspirations?
My main one, my big one, is James Herbert. I've got everything that James Herbert ever published. I've read everything. I love his descriptive writing style. God bless the man, he's no longer with us. But yeah, a huge inspiration to do with my writing. I try to make my writing as descriptive as possible, try and take the reader into the book, into the location, whichever I'm writing about. And that's what James Herbert did. More recently, Dan Brown. I only got into Dan Brown in probably the last couple of years. And I like the way he keeps his books flowing. So I try to combine the two.
Fantastic. We have got another question. Who is your favourite stalker?
Let me think. Oh, Chris, I've got so many. Got so many of them.
You have, by the looks of it.
It's got. What's her name again? Oh, it's got to be Laura. It's got to be Laura. Yeah.
Well, I think you win this.
Yeah.
Cheryl's going to be a little bit
Certainly my
disappointed.
most pleasant stalker.
Pleasant stalker. Donna,
The
if you wouldn't mind,
stalker so far.
anyone who's typed a question beforehand and we've missed it, can you please type it again? The thread obviously went down a bit too quick for us there. So yes, you certainly have a good fan base, and we're obviously going to help expand that with the use of video now. Video is obviously the way forward, and as I say, we're going to be doing a lot more of these. We've got the book plug show starting this Friday after Watershed, which means we can pretty much say what we want to.
Brilliant.
And it's just basically to discuss you as an author, get to know you, your work. Today's topics, although the topic of the day has seemed to have gone on for about a week and a bit now, which is #CockyGate. But who's got the... Okay, another question. Who's got the best legs?
You need some history behind this, Chris. It was a while back. I asked for some photos. People who'd bought Ordinarily Unthinkable, if they could post some photos, and a few of my associates started to take photos of the book on top of their naked legs. So I started a bare legs. I think it was called the Eddie's Bare Legs Club, and we got quite a few photos on there. Some really weird ones, amazingly weird things people are willing to do. I've got to mention him, Steve Middleton, with who's ex-Navy guy, got to be 6'2", 6'3", big bloke. just his legs, in a pair of stockings, and I can't remember
Oh,
what the footwear was. It was something like cowboy boots,
wow.
with the book on his legs.
Wow.
Yeah, but it was,
Interesting.
yeah, it was Nanny. It was Nanny. It was Ange that asked the question, and she was the first one who posted the picture, started off the idea. And if I'm going to be honest, Ange, fantastic legs, mate, fantastic legs.
Great. Another question then. Is Messenger as brutal as ordinarily unthinkable?
It is, but it's as brutal in a different way. It's not Grant being as brutal. He has his moments, um, but I wrote Grant as as an ordinary guy as I could. He's not ex-SAS. He's not an ex-spy. He's just a normal bloke, who finds himself in situations, um, where primarily he's
Yeah.
probably a little bit out of his depth.
Okay. Um, Another question here, which can be taken in various ways. Um, what has your best ride been?
What's my best ride been?
Mhm. That comes
Yeah.
from your favourite stalker.
Oh, she did say she'd got some interesting questions for me. My best ride, Laura,
Yes.
this this side of the watershed, uh, has to be first bike I had after my test, which was a Kawasaki Z1100R, and that was going back into the early 1980s. Um,
Wow.
but it almost killed me.
Oh, wow. Um,
Hello, Steve.
what what are
Sorry,
you
Chris.
current? What's,
I've got to say hello to Stevie Dawson, there, mate.
yeah, that's
Steve
totally
Dawson,
fine.
yeah, yeah. Steve Dawson's an inspiration behind one of the characters in Messenger.
Okay.
Um, Stevie Dawson's road name. He's one of the armed forces bikers, an outfit that I ride with as a charity rider, and his road name is Shuffler, and Shuffler is quite a comical, um, but prolific character within the book, within Messenger.
Fantastic. What are you currently riding at the moment?
I am currently riding, once again, this side of the watershed, a Yamaha 650 Dragstar. I want to go bigger. I went. I was off bikes for many years. Say, the Kawasaki almost killed me through me being stupid, not through the bike. Um, and that and family and life and everything else just took over. Needed needed a cage, otherwise known to people who aren't bike riders as a car. And Yeah, then came back to bikes later in life and thought I would go pretty small. It's only a 650, and go to a cruiser bike, so I can sit up because my back's not that good anymore. I can enjoy the countryside, and I can't go at 140 miles an hour anymore.
Okay. So it wasn't so long ago that um, bikers were perceived to be free, wild, sometimes of the vicious nature. You've heard the stories more than I have over the years,
Yeah.
but obviously that isn't the actual case, is it? I mean, a lot of biking clubs do a hell of a lot for charity. They stand up for their communities. Um, could you give us a sort of an insight into that community?
You're right, Chris. There's lots of bike clubs, both motorcycle clubs and MCs and MCCs. Lots of charity organisations. I've mentioned one already. That's because I'm a charity rider with them, and that is the Armed Forces Bikers. Uh, the insight into it. I mean, I go to lots of events that are run by other bike clubs, Not necessarily primarily charity bike clubs, but
Yeah,
they do things for charity. They have some crazy members, and they are free and they are wild, but they do a lot of good. There's still the bad element out there,
yeah,
without a doubt.
there is still a bad element. Okay. Another question that popped up was, how does Joe compare to Grant?
How does Joe?
Is it Joe? I, did I get that right, Cheryl? It literally just came up on the screen, but with all the comments.
Type it again, Cheryl. Joe.
Yes, it was Joe.
Joe.
Joe
Compared
compared
to
to
Grant.
Grant.
Joe, her character in her book.
Joe from Cheryl's book.
Joe from Cheryl's book. Right.
Right,
How
we're
does he
there.
compare?
Yes.
Sorry, right. I thought she was talking a character from my book then. I'm thinking, that's something I forgot. That worried me. How do they compare? Hmm. I think Grant has a darker heart. I think he has the potential to be really nasty, really horrible, but he willingly accepts, maybe unwillingly accepts, the rules of society.
Yeah. Okay. Are there any other questions for Eddie? And whilst we've got new people joining us, I'll quickly put the link up again. In fact, I will also put up the Eddie's video this morning. I did play about with the biker noise. I managed to.
Yeah, I
I'm not
like
sure
that.
what. I'm not sure what the. In fact, actually, I'll post that one up. Um, it was. I was quite surprised to actually find that. Oh, I'm stuck on the screen though. There we go.
I think I know
Um,
what sort of bike it was, Chris.
you do.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Oh,
This may upset
here's
a
an.
few people. This may upset a few people, but it's a standing joke in uh, the biking fraternity. As you play it and as you're going through the video, it keeps cutting out. So it must have been a Harley Davidson.
Okay.
But now we wait for the abuse to come in for any Harley
Yeah.
riders.
We have a good question here. Who would you have play Grant if the book was to go to film?
My choice would be Woody Harrelson.
Okay. Any particular reason or
Completely not a nutter. He would
complete and
play
utter
him
nut?
right. Yeah, he's an absolute nutter. Yeah, my
Okay.
missus. If you ask my missus, and actually a couple of other people I know who are watching now, they would say Tom Hardy.
Tom Hardy. I think a
Yeah,
lot of people would say that, but
yeah,
I think Tom Hardy is more based for the younger generation, so that I don't
yeah,
think the younger generation actually know the right actors. You know, a lot of people
mm,
would just pick Tom Hardy because he's this good-looking Hollywood star. Whereas
yeah,
if you have this great character, you need a great actor behind that character.
yeah.
And
And Woody Harrelson's raw. He's raw and just he'd be perfect for the part.
yes, yes. Okay, so I've put Eddie's second video up there, the one with the Harley sound. Um, so have a watch of that. Don't forget to subscribe because it actually helps us to unlock more features, which we can do more with videos then and get them out there for Eddie and the others. Um, oh, good question. How old is Grant?
He is around about late 40s, early 50s.
Okay, good question, Rob. Any other questions? So, with the cover, where did you get the idea for the cover? I'm quite intrigued on that, the whole
Right.
cross.
Um, this is a lot of work with the cover designer Fraser, who just did wonders with it. The cross plays a part in the book. It's one little bit of the whole story. It's a little storyline within it, but it to me it was quite an important part, and it had to be inverted. And when you read the book, you'll see why. It does play this crucial part in the book. Um, what Fraser did with it was nothing short of amazing. Um, it the book cover,
It
it looks
did
like
stand out.
it is a stunning book, and it's not just the inverted cross. He's managed to get in there the what is almost becoming a bit of a trademark for me of the um, a lone biker with their bike. He got that into the
Yeah,
background. Um, the the title Messenger, uh, how it's fading away with the cross.
yeah,
Plenty of people see a different. They'll see different things. I see uh, tiny, tiny little letters disappearing into the air. And once again, once people read the book, they'll see why I see that within it.
yeah.
But yeah, amazing, amazing cover.
Okay. Another question then, is Grant based on you?
um, there are elements of my history in the character. Yeah. Those who've read Ordinary Unthinkable will know that he is ex-military, he's ex-prison service, he left under a bit of a cloud, um, and he enjoys riding a bike. That's where it ends. Um, I I've never killed anyone. No, nope, nope, definitely not. Never killed anyone. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's loosely based on me, Chris.
Yes. Okay. Um, oh, Donna's got a bit of advice here. Your title with a hashtag does well hourly on Twitter, so
Oh,
make sure you utilize that all the time.
I keep
Um,
forgetting. I know. Yeah, I'm learning. I'm still
no,
learning.
Twitter, um, always utilize on Twitter. It will put it out there further. If you do need a little bit of help finding the right hashtags and which ones are trending on that hour, I will give you a secret tool that we use this end to help you.
Love
Um,
secret tools.
we like secret tools. Um, Obviously, there will be a follow up to Messenger. Um,
Yeah.
question is, will Grant come back?
Uh,
You don't have
to,
to directly
no,
answer.
but I mean, I could be accused of leaving it open at the end of the first book. Some people read it as he died, others
Yeah,
weren't too sure. Um, so book three, yeah, it's the next adventure for Grant.
okay. I mean, how do you feel about this whole journey? Because obviously this is was something new, and I know we had the little hiccups on the way, and there was that very, very short space of time where the panic set in, I think, for the both of us, because we knew
Yeah,
that time was not on our side, and we had to sort of push the boundaries, I think, to get everything we needed to done. And I think when we brought Hillary on board, things happened very quickly.
I, I can't thank Hillary enough. And I think when, as you say, the panic set in, I think it set in more with me than it did with you. Um,
Yes,
yeah, without a doubt. We there was such a short space of time left
yes,
to get everything in place, but um, you made that journey easier for me, Chris. Without trying to blow smoke up your backside. You filled me full of confidence. I was very confident in you. I had belief in you. So made it um, that made it easier for me.
yeah. I mean, obviously, we can't go into detail for legal reasons, but when we did reach the end of that journey, there was just a huge sigh of relief, I think, on both ends. And it was the fact that when you sent that message, that after you read the final proofing, and you was just extremely happy with it. It was just like a complete weight off. We could finally get things going. I mean, now your book is, as you know, heading into 39,000 distribution channels between 132 countries. How does that feel, knowing
Okay.
that it is?
uh,
It,
I wasn't absolutely certain on those numbers. I knew I knew the numbers were big, but 39,000 in 132 countries.
yes,
Um, it's only one word, Chris. That's overwhelming. That is
it's
yeah.
it's something that it does shock a lot of people because their work will pop up on places which they've never heard of before. Their books will pop up in bookstores, which is another thing which we need to help set up for you is
Hmm.
a book signing. Waterstones?
Waterstones, Milton Keynes. I had
Yeah.
Yeah, I had my first one with the first book. I had a book signing there. I'm in
Oh,
touch with the events coordinator, but I'm going to pass her details. Sorry, pass your details on to her if that's okay.
yes, that's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine. We can get that set up for you. So when that's done, we'll obviously release details then of that
yeah,
sign-in, and hopefully come and support you as well.
brilliant.
Now, let's. Oh no, no other questions yet. Oh, apart
Good.
from Alice, when is this?
Oh,
When is the singing? No, no,
yeah, there's
Alice.
none.
There's no
No,
singing in the live launch.
no. Thank you, Chris.
No. What's happened was me and William have been discussing about this Friday's show, and they're trying to, I think, push us to do a bit of a Sonny and Cher act. Um, Not sure how that would go down. In fact, I don't think most of this generation today would even know who Sonny and Cher are. But no, it's certainly not. It's not happening on this live launch. That's for sure.
No,
So are
absolutely
there
not.
any? So are there any final questions? Oh, look, here we are. We've got the hashtag cocky again.
Oh, there we go.
Come
Yeah,
in. Yeah, here
you
we
had to make an
go. Yeah,
appearance, Chris. You had to.
it did. I mean, it's hit the media now. What are your thoughts on that? I've got to ask you, what are your thoughts on that?
Uh,
Do you think
well,
she's being a bit overbearing and
I mean, what she's doing,
trying.
Chris. Yeah, I can. To part of me understands to a degree, and that. I mean, I think in some areas it's been taken out of context that people saying that she's trying to trademark the word, which
Yeah,
she isn't. She's trying to trademark the word in that particular font, that colour that she has going through the series of her books.
yeah.
Um, but so I can understand her angle on that, but also my thought is she is this just another way of getting her books out there? Because let's face it, it's worked.
It's There are different ways to view it. I mean, if this was a publicity stunt, it's definitely worked. Definitely.
Yeah, yeah,
But
it has.
on another level, is she kind of bullying other authors? It's kind of hard to tell in this sort of situation. I mean, um,
Yeah,
a
yeah, she
lot of
is.
us,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah, she's trying
I've
to.
seen some of the emails that she sent out, which were kind of harsh. Um, and you know yourself that every author is a brand. You are your own brand,
Mm,
and you do have to put yourself out there, as every author does. But I think there are certain ways to go about this, and it's kind of a catch-22. I mean, you just don't know which side you want to go. I mean, personally, I'm not taking either side. I mean, I don't think anyone actually knows the full story behind it. They're just getting what's been put in front of them on media.
mm, mm.
Um,
Yeah,
oh,
no,
I had a
I
message from
understand.
Carl as well. Carl, your book will be dispatched as soon as the paperback goes live, which shouldn't be too much longer. So soon as it is, we will dispatch it to you. Um, so, congratulations, Eddie. Happy for you from Kerry.
Yeah, thank you,
Um,
Kerry.
Graham's just arrived listening in. Welcome, Graham. Um, so, we've got Jordan Thomas joining us now.
Oh yeah, yeah, no,
Nice
Jordan from
lad.
Twitter.
Yeah, very nice lad. Very polite. Are there any other questions? Ruth, do you have any questions? Thank you, Jordan. Oh, me and Jordan have got the same hat. See, it is a trend. I know it. Um, Hi from Charlotte.
Hello, Charlotte. How you doing?
Uh, Ruth or Jordan, do you have any questions for Eddie? Um, Obviously, I know Eddie's not your real name, but for legal reasons, I'm not allowed to say
No, we'll
it.
stick with Eddie.
Yeah, I do have a duty of care on this side. Um, Rob, I will be speaking to you tomorrow. Give me a time to call you, if that's okay. Um, Fiona says, nice to see you in the flesh.
So to speak.
Yes. Now, you uh, did you do the May Day bike run, Eddie, to Hastings?
No, I didn't. Monday was spent here at home recovering from the 6.5, 7 hour journey back from Cornwall on Sunday. So I was shattered. So we just, yeah, we. I basically do what I normally do, Chris, when I'm shattered. I sit on the sofa, I open a bottle of wine because it's always 6 o'clock somewhere, um, and yeah, keep getting booted out of the house for to have a smoke. It was a great day all around.
Fantastic. After 2 p.m., I'm staying till the bitter end. Fantastic. Um, so, any other questions? Are you still on holiday?
I've got the day off, but I'm not in Cornwall. I'm back home.
Ah, right. Okay. Okay. So, any other questions from anyone? Do it next year. It's brilliant. There we are. Do it next
Yeah,
year then, from Ruth. Back. Yeah, she had to edit that bit.
we all need a good editor, Chris, don't
Yes,
we?
I've got a whole team of them now.
Good man.
Not, not happening again. Um, we do actually have our other graphics designer back now, Melissa. I don't think you met her.
No,
Um,
no.
she's actually the boss of that
Oh, okay,
department.
okay.
She actually spent 6 weeks off to go traveling, but she did make a return last week. Um, is book one going to come to Titan? Oh, that's from Ruth. No, that's from Rob. Sorry, Ruth.
Um, depends if Titan wants it.
Ruth has put, what bike have you got? I know we covered this
Uh,
earlier, but
yeah, no, but yeah, no. Let's answer the first one fully. Tell you what, Chris,
okay.
I will send you the manual. I don't know how it works. Obviously, it's with another publisher who I'm not going to name.
Yes.
Um, I'll send the manuscript and you tell me. So I don't know
Okay.
how it comes. I don't know how it works. That I'm not
It still
in.
goes through this. It's the same process. The submissions will read it. Ultimately, I have to go by their input because it is unfair of me to make the decision alone.
Yeah,
Hence why
yeah.
I have to have their input because
No,
they will
absolutely.
look, they will look for things that I would miss. They know what they're looking for.
Hmm.
So yeah, send it in and
Yeah,
we shall
I'll
let
send it in.
them decide.
Yeah. And the
Um,
second one. Yeah, the second question. What bike do I now ride? Yamaha 650 Dragstar.
there we are, Ruth. I'm guessing Ruth is a bit of a biker as well.
By the sounds of it, she's got some biking history.
Fantastic. Now it's the one thing I've always been scared of getting on a bike. I mean, I love the whole concept of getting on a bike and getting that feeling of freedom, riding
Mm.
down that open road. Um, but how do you get over that fear of stepping from a car to a bike?
That's a difficult one, Chris, because um, I didn't have cars in my life growing up. My dad had bikes. He wouldn't describe himself as a biker. He was just a bloke with a motorcycle. But he'd never got his car license. He never had a car. Never has to this day had a car. So all I was used to was motorbikes. Um, and as a young, let's throw the word in, as a young cocky 11, 12-year-old, um, I basically got on one of his bikes. I think he had about two or three at the time, um, which is a Honda 250 Super Dream. Actually, it might have been the
Okay.
400. It was way too big for me. I know that. And I just took it. I just took it, and he was at work, and I went for a ride. I didn't fall off it, which is a miracle, because I'd never ridden a motorbike before, just been a pillion. So I've known bikes from such a young age and been on them for so young. I can understand the fear. Uh,
Okay.
two things will hurt you on a bike: being stupid and riding beyond your ability. And I'm not going to put blames on car drivers, but not being
Yeah,
fully aware. It's a biker has to be as aware as every other road user on the road. So you've got to be, once you've got that freedom, and it's freedom like I can't describe, Chris. But at the
yeah.
same time, you're switched on all the time. You're looking for every conceivable accident that's possible. So
Wow.
it's a strange sort of mixed emotion when you're on a bike.
Very strange feeling indeed. Eddie, I do have some news for you, which I have kept from you all day, um, for good
Okay,
reason.
you're a man of
Uh,
surprises, aren't you, Chris?
I try to be. Um, Now, I kept this till last, but I have been keeping an eye on it throughout the day, just to make sure I was right. And I'm going to put a link up now in the comments, which I would like you to look at.
Okay,
Um, Rob, thank you for joining us,
thanks very much,
and
Rob.
I will speak to you tomorrow after 2 p.m. So there's the link, which I would like you to have a look when Facebook decides to activate it.
Mhm. Yeah, not letting me do anything at the moment, which is typical. This is technology; it hates me.
It is, it is. Okay. I'm going to ask then one of the viewers to click the link and inform Eddie of what is within that link, please. Facebook is really playing up today with their links, not really showing a lot as they normally would. So, have you joined the community of MeWe yet?
Um,
Oh, yeah.
Number one on Titans authors. Um,
You are currently, you reached number one on the rankings this morning.
um, wow. I don't think I've ever been number one at anything. Rob, I know you were number one. Um, so uh, yeah, sorry, but not sorry. Thanks a
Rob will
lot, Rob.
fight
That's
back.
gracious of you.
The fight will come back.
Oh, no
Um,
doubt, no doubt at all.
it's the reason
Wow.
we do that is it it shows the ability that it takes just to get into a top 10
Mm.
ranking system. And we use the same ranking system that any other book company would. And well, you've taken the number one spot at the moment, so
I'm
congratulations on that.
thank you so much. And listen, you know, with these rankings, these lists and everything, it's the it's the people out there that get get us to up those rankings. So big, huge thank you to
Yes,
everybody.
yeah, very welcome. No link, no one can see the link. Okay, I'll put the link up once more. Um, to the ranks there. And also I will put up the book link once more. Again, paperbacks will be shipped for anyone that's pre-ordered them as soon as the printer allows us to. And also look out for the book in, well, every major bookseller. Pretty much. Now you will be on I've forgotten their name now. I know you'll definitely be on Waterstones,
Yeah.
and in WH Smith will be another one.
Okay.
And there is another big one over here, but it's completely slipped my mind.
Book chain, Waterstones, W.H. Smith. Wow. Okay, I can't think of it. Anyway, listen, those two will do.
Foils, yes, that's another one.
Foils.
Foils,
Wow.
yes.
Okay. Wow.
Books a Million is another one. You'll be hitting Australia as well. They've got some big names out there. Obviously Amazon, which we're actually going to rival soon. I know. If we're going to play with the big boys, we might as well do it. So
yeah,
that's
too right.
exactly what we're going to do. You don't get anywhere without trying, and I think we're ready to give it a good go, at least.
Good. Can't wait for that
So,
ride.
everyone, thank you for joining us on this live feed. Again, there is the link. If it's not working, I will test it now. Oh, it does seem to be working. Please check out Messenger. Fantastic book. And he's currently #1 for good reason. So check it out. You won't be disappointed. If you do want to pre-order a paperback, you probably got 30 minutes before I remove that from the website. So you've got 30 minutes to get it at the special price, and after that, it will be up to full price, I'm afraid, because Eddie needs to
earn money.
Good work, basically. Yeah, a lot of congratulations here from everyone, Eddie. That's until Mann comes out. Oh, competition there from Charlotte.
Competition for Charlotte.
We love competition.
Oh yeah.
Now, before we go, I'll just give you a little insight as to how much competition you actually have every day. Every day, 4,000 books are published, and that's who you're up against every day.
Yeah.
That's a lot of books and a lot of authors to contend with. But we are ready for the challenge. And now that we have the power of video, we are certainly going to be pushing the boundaries even further. So, Eddie, thank you for joining me on your live release day. How are you going to celebrate tonight?
I bought, let me think, how many did I get? I got 3 bottles of Doom Bar and half a dozen bottles of Tribute that I brought back from Cornwall. I may be opening 1 or 2 of those.
Okay.
And I've got to go to work tomorrow, but I'm not going to let that stop me celebrating. This is a fantastic day. It really is. It being a second book has not diminished the thrill and the excitement of having that book out. And if you If you don't mind, Chris, I just want to pass on a huge, huge thank you to so many people out there who've supported me probably over the last 3 years.
Go ahead.
They have been fantastic.
Excellent. Let's have a call out to the author's widow from Dawn. I think you
Yeah,
know
my
about that.
that's my wife, Dawn. Yeah, the author's widow. She's quite often woken up at sort of mad hours of the morning to find me no longer in bed. I sneak downstairs to do writing at some crazy, crazy hours. She's allowed me to have the freedom at weekends to write. Um, yeah, she's a rock. She's an absolute diamond. I know she's up at the stables now, mucking out her horse, but I've just seen her pop up, so she's obviously watching from up there as well. Yeah,
Yes.
she's been fantastic.
Dawn, you have a good man there, and you should be very proud of him. He has coped with the whole process so well, and he definitely not been shy when it comes to asking questions. But he has been absolutely fantastic to work with. You should be very proud of him.
Thank you, Chris.
And it's nice to meet you as well, Dawn. And maybe tomorrow he might muck out the stables for you. I doubt it, but maybe.
You know, I was just getting to like you as well.
I'm guessing that's a no, Dawn. Sorry, I tried. Um, so that's it then for this live release. So what will happen now is obviously we'll get on to the promotion and let all the platforms know that you're now released, and we will obviously still continue to work with you throughout
Oh
this
yeah,
process. It doesn't end there, and
no,
as you know, we're always coming up with new ways with marketing, as you saw this morning.
oh yeah,
So we'll continue to work with you and just generally be there for any questions you might have. And obviously, you've got a great fan club, and it's nice
yeah.
to meet all of you. Um, you've been absolutely fantastic during this live release. And Eddie, it has been an absolute pleasure to finally see and speak to you. Um, the biker versus the Peaky Blinder. But on this occasion, the biker has won, and he's taken number one. So the big question is now, what authors can give Eddie a run for his money now? That will be interesting to see.
Bring it on,
Um,
guys and girls.
bring it on. That's what we like. A nice bit of healthy competition.
Do right, you can't beat
Um,
it.
exactly. So, Eddie, thank you very much for joining us. This live interview will be put on YouTube later as well, so we
Hmm.
can let the audience over there get to know you.
Brilliant.
And again, absolute pleasure speaking to you. And obviously, I'll be in touch very, very soon. And in the meantime, any questions, you know where I am.
Absolutely.
Um, is there any last words you would like to say to the viewers?
The word is thanks. Thank you so much. Thanks for coming along on the this live book launch on Facebook. Couldn't have done it without you. I write it, but you buy it, you read it, you give the feedback. And once again, Chris, you've been a diamond, an absolute diamond, my friend. Thank you so much.
You are very, very welcome. There is a next step, which we're going to discuss next week,
Okay.
um, which is the book to movie process, because that is all I'm going to be working on next week is book to movies. So
Okay.
there'll be quite a few authors up for that running, but we obviously need to discuss the process with you, how it all works, and yeah, fingers crossed when we submit everything across to them. So could be a nice epic journey that. Um,
Oh, wow.
but I will say they are absolutely brutal. T-shirts, yes. They will be available in the next couple of hours. As soon as they are, Eddie will be the first to know.
Thank you.
Um, and then, yeah, you can go ahead and start your I'm an Exorcist director. Oh,
Ex-film industry.
oh wow, fantastic.
Hmm.
Any thoughts of getting back into it, Dawn?
I know what you'll say.
Probably. I do speak to a few producers in the film industry, and they are actually quite open and honest, and
Hmm.
they do say it's an absolute brutal world.
Hmm.
Um, it really is, and 15 years, wow, wow.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
She's worked
it
on
could have
some.
been worse.
Yeah, she says she's worked on some big ones. A proudest one. She worked on Clash of the Titans.
Wow, really?
Mm.
Was that the latest one?
No, the original.
The original? Wow.
Yeah.
I prefer the original. You
Mm.
can't beat the old effects.
Yeah, the stop start motion
Yes.
that thing. It's got certain. I don't know. It's got a certain something about it.
It's nostalgic, I think. You can't
Yeah,
beat that.
yeah.
You just can't. But yes.
She's still got a few contacts.
Yes. Still got a few contacts. Um, maybe we'll see if we have the same contacts. Probably
Yours are
not.
probably more. Yeah, yours are
Yeah,
probably more
most
up to
of the
date.
ones I speak to are in the US. Um,
Okay.
so there we are. The link is up for the last time during this live thread. I will then go ahead and get you on the other media platforms. Um, journalist interviews that you filled in will be going out this week, and
Okay.
hopefully I'll get dates on that. We'll also pick a date of your scheduled appearance on the YouTube show, the book
Mhm.
plug,
Yep.
um, which is going to be a funny couple of games, and you know we want to make it as fun as possible, but no filters because it will be after Watershed, so there will be an adult content put on the video just in case.
I
But a way for
I
you to
live.
let
Yeah.
loose.
Yeah.
It's always good. It's always good. So, again, Eddie, thank you so much for joining me on this. Oh, my brother's actually joined the live video.
Aaron.
Hello, hello, Aaron. Hello, Fiona. Hope you're well. Um, but no, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. If anyone now tells me that bikers are the big scary people they're made out to be, take a look at Eddie. He might look scary, but he has an absolute heart of gold. Okay, so do not believe all the stories you are told,
Big
because I
soft
can
teddy bear, Chris.
certainly, yeah, I can certainly vouch for that myself. So Eddie, I will let you carry on with your evening and celebrate with Dawn, and I will speak to you very, very soon.
Thanks very much, Chris. It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eddie, and everyone else. Thank you for joining on our live video, and I will see you all soon. Thank you very much, Eddie. Take
Thanks a
care.
lot, mate. Thank you. Take care.